Alright, so today what we're talking about here is Unit 8, Lesson 12, which is relating length, area, and volume. We're back in our book now, so we're still dealing with Unit 8. It's the last part of it for these last few weeks. And we're trying to figure out what is the appropriate time to use length, area, or volume. Length is one-dimensional, 1D. That means it's just from point A to point B. How wide something is, how tall something is, okay? What's the distance from here to there? That is 1D, it's only one dimension. I only need centimeters, or I only need inches, that's it. For area, is 2D. That is trying to find the surface space of something. So of this whiteboard, if I want to find out how much space is in this whiteboard, I need to find out what is the length of the top, what is the width. So we need two dimensions, okay? So when you're doing area, it's always length times width when you're dealing with rectangles or squares. And then last but not least, volume. Volume is three-dimensional. So now we're getting into trying to figure out how much water is in a swimming pool, or trying to figure out how much stuff can I fit inside of our desk here. All right, that's three dimensions because you need a length, you need the width, and you also need to find out how tall it is or what its height is. Okay. So some of the things that they will say on tonight's homework, they'll say, if you wanted to find out how long a string was, which one would that relate to? Length, area, or volume? Well, to find out how long a string is, that's just one dimension. So since it's only one dimension, it's going to be length. To find out how much space you have on top of your desk, you need a length and a width, so that would be area, which is 2D. To find out how much space is inside of a classroom, or to find out how much space is inside of a car or something like that. Car is a little bit different, that would be a different type of dimensions. But how much space is inside of a cube, that's going to be three dimensions, length, width, and height. Okay? The second part that we talked about today was dealing with word problems that they want us to choose one of these here. So one of the word problems will say something along the lines of, well, if I have 24 square feet, all right. Now, automatically, once they say 24 feet squared, we're dealing with area because that too is two-dimensional. Okay. So we say we have 24 feet squared. They want to know if I were to double the length and to double the width, how much area would I have in this same space, or in this space now, that new space that we created? So the first thing the students are asked are like, Mr. Connolly, they didn't give us a length, they didn't give us a width. Well, I said, what do you think it would be? Well, they say, since we know area is length times width, let's do 4 times 6. So we know 4 times 6 gives you 24, so we're going to double those numbers. Well, 6 doubled is 12. We know 4 doubled is 8. So therefore, when we multiply those together, all right, you get 96 feet squared. Okay, that's great. Now let's try another one. Let's try 12 and 2. Because we know 12 times 2 gives us 24. 12 doubled, that's going to give us 24. 2 doubled is 4. When we multiply that, we also get 96 feet squared. So it doesn't matter which one you use, you're still going to get the same answer. You just need to know if I need to use 2 dimensions or if I need to use 3 dimensions. Now if I want to use 3 dimensions, let's say this time they say, all right, well, we have this area here and it is 10 centimeters cubed. For this, this cube that we have here, the volume is 10 centimeters cubed. Okay, so they're like, oh, well, I need 3 numbers that make 10. Well, I know 5 times 2 is 10, but that's only 2 numbers. How can we make it a third one? Well, if you already have 5 times 2, which equals 10, what times 10 would make it equal itself? Times 1. So from there we can multiply, double these. So that gives us 10, 4, 2. We know 10 times 4, 10 times 4 gives us 40. 40 times 2, which gives you 80 centimeters cubed. Okay, so that's the breakdown for today's lesson. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email and I will help you out as best as I can.